We've recently moved to an old homestead property in Outback Australia. We are the caretakers now, and there is a lot to take care of every day. This can be challenging because we live off-grid. There is no power connection or water supply from town. Luckily, there are a few solar panels in front of the house, and after Clint ordered some cables, he was able to connect another battery. The fridge, the freezer, the inside lights, so many devices only work with electricity, which we get from the sun. The wind, on the other hand, pumps groundwater into the tank. Yeah, it's really been a bit windy today, so I've got a special plan in mind for a day like this. The outside wall of the homestead looks like it's never been cleaned before. There's so many wires hanging off it, trinkets hanging off it. Bluetooth speakers come in so handy, so we really don't need wired speakers hanging off every corner in this building and outside. So I'm gonna get rid of those. I'm gonna get rid of all those cables that go across here, and yeah, I might even work my way through to the cobwebs. See how we go. Next to a decorative starter motor, there was the skull of a goat hanging on the wall as well. Feral goats can be found all over Australia, but this one has one of the longest horns I've ever seen. After removing more random wall decorations, I worked out where most of the cables went and realized that someone had put some serious thought into this setup. When dozens of spiders started falling off the ceiling, I honestly thought about leaving it as is, but I'm glad I pushed through it and finished clearing all the cobwebs, as I'm pretty sure it hasn't been done yet in this century. The dogs were still staring at the barbecue, but this time it wasn't because of what we were cooking. After starting the generator, I was keen to use some water out of the overflowing tank. And it's amazing to see how much of a difference pressure cleaning the walls did. I believe that just because something is old doesn't mean that it has to be dirty. And I really enjoy how much of a difference a little bit of cleaning can do. This, by the way, is what the next side of the house looks like, but I'll do that a different day. So we removed the freezer. Instead, we've got a small table here now. This wall definitely looks heaps tidier. Just in case you're wondering, this system here used to be installed to supply the house with power a while ago, but everything has been cut through. That's the main power supply there. The cables have been cut. We've got different batteries around the house and in the house to supply different devices. Yeah, we live completely off grid, so we do need plenty of battery power and also solar panels to make this whole system work. We are very lucky that there are plenty of solar panels connected to the front of the house here already. We also need the battery power. This is the new EcoFlow Delta 2 solar generator. You saw me carrying this unit over just a second ago. It only weighs 12 kilos. I think these units are getting lighter and more powerful by the year. The Delta 2 has a combined 1024 watt hours in a battery inside this pack here, and different outlets surround this unit and also inputs for charging it. I know it already charges my camera, the laptop, all my normal devices because I have been using it, but I want to know how does it perform out here by maybe even replacing the generator, which we still have to use for a few things which are power hungry. I'll try and do a few things with this unit that usually I'd use the generator for. But first of all, let me show you. Up here you've got your different charging options with solar, your wall outlet at home, or use a car charger. The car charger seems to take a long time to charge up this unit, but if you plug it into your wall outlet at home, it can go up to 80% in less than an hour. Since we don't have a wall charger, I charge this unit via solar, and that's the cable that comes down here. I've connected the solar panel from the front of the house. Be aware this cable is not supplied. It only comes with the 240 wall charger or a cigarette lighter charger, but not the MC4 cables that I need to connect it directly to solar. After plugging it in, it shows on the display that the Delta 2 is currently 92% full. We are putting 180 something watts in, and we have 30 something minutes remaining until it's fully charged. That'll give me enough time to get a few things prepared because I want to know if it can replace the generator, which would be absolutely great. The Delta 2 is fully charged now. We'll see how it goes doing a load of washing. I hope it'll be alright with the noise in the background because Clint is doing some fabricating on the camper trailer. He's modifying it to make it ready to go up north. It's always interesting what I find inside the washing machine. Shotgun pellet, and that looks like a boot tack. I'm just waiting for the day that I find a gold nugget in here. It says in the back of the washing machine that the wattage is 450 watts. The Delta 2 can handle 1800 watts on a normal drag and up to 2700 watts on boost. So it should be able to handle a load of washing easily. But I want to see, is it going to work on one load? And can I even do a couple of loads? Because Clint is using the generator and I got to do my laundry. Let's get it started. Turn the main power on. It's on 100%, fully charged. And in the back here, I just hit the AC outlet button. Yes. Beautiful. Yeah, I don't like how that battery is sitting in the sun. I'll move it around into the shade. The machine is spinning and it's drawing less than 200 watts. So we'll have a look once it's finished, how much battery power is left. So the washing has finally finished. 90% left. Yeah, I think that's really amazing to still have 90% in the battery left. That means I could do 10 loads of washing a day. Clint has just finished the welding on the camper trailer, so instead of doing another load of washing, I'm gonna use the vacuum cleaner to clean out the inside of our camper trailer. So usually I take the drawers out and I sweep them out with a handy little broom, but instead I'm gonna see how the vacuum cleaner is gonna go on the Delta 2. Most electrical devices should have the wattage written on it. This one here says 1250 watts. So the 1800 watt draw of the Delta 2 should be easily handleable. Let's plug this vacuum cleaner in and see how that goes. The Delta 2 is still on 90%. I'm actually impressed. That is amazing. So that'll make so many things so much easier, because I don't have to drag the heavy generator around or put cords everywhere. So with this handy little unit, I can just carry it around and plug my devices in, clean out the cars, the trailer here. Looks really good. What Clint has done in the front of the trailer, I'm going to show you in a different video when we're getting ready to go on our prospecting trip. So a few minutes of vacuum cleaning definitely took a bit of battery power out of this battery. We're down to 82% now. We'll definitely take the unit out camping as well, because of course it'll run all our appliances, charge our detecting batteries and everything we need for the trip. I'm not even going to call this a battery anymore. I'm going to call it a solar generator. The Delta 2 is obviously not only handy for camping and powering all your devices out in the bush, but also around your home during a power outage, for example. And if you plug it into solar, then it'll even stay charged in the meantime while you're using it. By trying to run the property off solar, it is usually quiet out here and the wildlife is abundant. When I hear this noise, it's usually something big that's being moved. In this case, it's one of the old couches from inside the house. With the tank water overflowing occasionally, the weeds have taken over in this corner of the yard. We decided to store the old greenhouses in an area on the other side of the fence. Pulling out weeds by hand is something I do almost every single day. The dogs are usually not far, no matter what I do. No. It doesn't matter which way I look, I always see something that could be moved, tidied, cleaned or de-weeded. All these little improvements but make it look so much better at the end of the day. And so I just keep going, working my way slowly around the outside of the house. Clint has been putting in a lot of work to modify his camper trailer, and the transformation we'll show you soon is amazing. I like the view from this table, but there's one thing I find a little disturbing. Nah, don't worry, not you, buddy. It's the gate that blocks our view and doesn't really have a purpose in that spot. This is so much better. We had a big moment out here when we noticed that our lawn has grown a lot lately and we were able to mow the grass for the very first time.
Oh, bones!
When it started to warm up a little, we figured it's time to have a look at the pool. The roof over the Bauer shed collapsed during a storm a few weeks ago. That's where that sheet of iron came from. Everything else was just pretty dirty. We had to earn our refreshing time in the water and gave everything a good scrub first.
I don't know how well this is going to seal.
Clint and I were not the only ones getting excited about having a pool ready to go just before summer. The water was actually a lot cooler than what we expected, and we'll continue to fill it up. It's just taking a little longer because the water pressure around the property is gravity fed.
I think it's amazing what a bit of wind and sunlight can do out here. Unfortunately, our pressure cleaner started playing up, so we're not using that without the generator for now. But I am keen to try the solar generator on power tools, for example, and see how many times it can replace a generator in the workshed. If you're interested in the Delta 2, there is a link in the description. You'll find all the information there. I'm gonna have a look now how much water is in the pool. Stay safe out there. I'll see you next week.
Good boy. You can do it. What's Lila? You can do it.